Hola clase, ¿cómo están? Espero que estén bien. Señor Ramos aquí con ustedes para enseñarles sobre el presente progresivo. Estamos acercándonos más a la Navidad y ya me imagino que ustedes no se pueden esperar para que llegue Santa Claus. I'm sure many of you probably didn't get all that, but hey, Mr. Ramos here. Gonna go over the present progressive with you guys. All right, got it up on the board here. El presente progresivo, present progressive. In English, this is ing. All right, so anything we would say in ing, like I am writing, she is washing, he is waiting, they are listening. All right, ing. You use this when you say what is happening right now, like at the moment. All right, it's actually occurring at the moment. Okay, excuse me. All right. Also, when you form this in Spanish, use a combination of the present tense, regular present tense, all right, of the verb estar. We're going to talk about that, and then the present participle or the gerundio, which also means gerund. All right, you're going to see these terms. All right, gerund or present participle is the same thing, or in Spanish, gerundio. Okay. So first, when we form this, right, you're going to have the verb estar. We've gone over the verb estar already. We know it. All right, you should know it. When we conjugate it, right? Estoy, estás, está, estamos, están. Right? We went over the reasons when you use it, right? You should remember the poem, how you feel, where you are. Always use the verb estar, right? Location, temporary condition, how you feel at the moment. So right now, we're using estar, all right, as the first part of the present tense of the whole present progressive. So you have to have estar first, conjugated in the present tense, all right, in order to form the present progressive. But first comes the verb estar. All right, estoy, estás, está, estamos, están. Then you add to it, like I said earlier, the present participle or the gerund. And in order to form the gerund in Spanish, all right, any AR verbs, you're going to drop the AR and you're going to add ANDO. All right, any ER or IR verbs, you're going to drop the ER, IR, and you're going to add IENDO. Okay? So some examples, ejemplos. Tú estás hablando. We dropped the AR, we added ANDO, we get hablando as our past participle. Notice they're together though. It's present tense, estar, which is in the to form, estás, and then the gerund added to it, estás hablando. This whole thing makes the present progressive. In English, this means you are talking at the moment. All right, it's happening right now. Okay, again, I can't stress this enough. You can't just have a star and you can't just have the gerund. You have them both together in order to form the present progressive. All right, another example, otro ejemplo. Ella está comiendo. We have a star in the ella form, conjugated in the present, and then we have our present participle or our gerund. It's an ER verb. So we drop the ER and we add IENDO. She is eating. All right, and the next one, ellos están escribiendo. Here's an IR verb, all right, an IR verb. So we drop the IR and we add IENDO. All right, they are writing. Again, let me say it again. You got to have a star conjugated in the present tense, and then the present participle, sorry, I keep saying past, the present participle or the gerund form to follow it right after. All right, both of these together equal present progressive. All right, not one or the other. Both of them together equal present progressive. In English, ing. So you are talking, she is eating, they are writing. Okay? Let's move over here. All right, because there are some that have some spelling changes. All right, there are some that have some spelling changes. So some present participles have some spelling changes. All right, so we haven't gone over all of the stem changers, but any IR verb that is a stem changer in the present tense. All right, we've gone over some of them. Will most likely will pretty much be a stem changer or have a spelling change in the present participle. Okay, so remember pedir, right? That's the E to I stem changer. Sentir, to feel, just to be sorry, right? We use it with lo siento, right? Is an E to I stem changer. Preferir, IR, All right, is an E to IE stem changer. All right, we haven't gone over dormir yet. We have, but we haven't. All right, it's an O to UE stem changer, but it's an IR verb. So the stem changers that are IR verbs in the present will have a spelling change in the present participle. That's why it's good to remember that stuff that we've gone over before. It's not, those aren't things that you can forget and kind of throw away. You have to remember them. All right. Some examples. So dormir is an O to UE stem changer. It means to sleep. All right. And the present participle, it goes from O to U. So instead of being dormiendo, it's durmiendo. D-U-R-M-I-E-N-D-O. All right. Preferir, we know would typically stem change right here in the middle. All right. It's, in the present tense, it's an E to IE stem changer. But in the present participle, it's an E to I stem changer. So it becomes prefiriendo, P-R-E-F-I-R-I-E-N-D-O. All right. Sentir is an E to IE stem changer in the present tense, but it's an IR verb. So it fits the mold. Right, it's going to change from E to I. Sintiendo, sintiendo, S-I-N-T-I-E-N-D-O. Servir is one. It's going to go from E to I. Sirviendo. What did we say earlier? Decir. Diciendo. D-I-C-I-E-N-D-O. Right? Some of that are the regular stem changes in the present participle. Okay? Also, good to know. Verbs that have a vowel before the infinitive. All right? They have a vowel before the infinitive ending. All right, whenever we change it to the gerund, the I changes to Y. So you'll notice here this verb, leer, to read. Right, here's our infinitive ending, ER. It has a vowel right before it. All right, so this would qualify. So if we just wrote it out normal, it would be LE because it's an ER verb, IE-N-D-O. Well, Spanish, they don't like this three vowel situation here. So we get rid of the I, all right, and we replace it with a Y. So this one would actually change to leyendo, L-E-Y-E-N-D-O. Okay? Oír, all right, to hear, to listen. Same thing. Here's our ending, IR verb. There's a vowel right before the ending. All right, so that O tells you there's a vowel before the ending that whenever we put it in the present participle, all right, we're going to drop the I and we're going to add a Y. So instead of oyendo, we can't have that, O-I-E-N-D-O. That's a no-no. Right? It's going to be O-Y-E-N-D-O. Oyendo. Oyendo. O-Y-E-N-D-O. Okay? So those that have a vowel before the infinitive ending and those that are IR verbs that stem change in the present will also have a spelling change in the present participle. Okay? I'm going to go right on over to here. To our last part. All right, and along with this, guys, we already talked about DoP's, right? Direct object pronouns. If you remember a couple weeks ago, we talked about how they answer the questions who or what. All right? This would have been when you were still with me. This wasn't when we were learning virtually. So this was when we were in class, actually. All right? You go back through your notes. You should be able to find your notes on direct object pronouns. Complementos directos. Directos. All right, so these answer the questions who or what. So who or what is receiving the action from the verb, not who or what is doing the action. All right, so in the example of Sam throws the ball to Clarissa. All right, the direct object pronoun isn't Sam. Sam's the subject. All right, it's who or what is Sam throwing. All right, in that example I just said, he's throwing the ball. All right, so the ball would be our direct object noun. We would want to get rid of it to say Sam throws it to Clarissa, right? So we would have to know what the word is for ball, what gender it is, all right, and then we can get rid of the noun and replace it with its direct object pronoun. All right, quick review. Direct object pronouns are me, te, lo, masculine singular, la, feminine singular, nos, los, masculine plural, las, feminine plural. All right, if you remember, I have asterisks here, all right, because these third person singular, third person plural can be either objects or people. So remember, lo can mean el pupitre, or it could mean Caleb. All right, la could be Chloe, or it could be la puerta, the door. All right, los could be los zapatos, right, the shoes, or it could mean los estudiantes, all the students. All right, las can mean las ventanas, the windows, or it can mean las chicas, the girls, right, people or objects. Remember, you're going to know the difference by contextual clues and what's being said. Okay, so we want to talk about using these direct object pronouns with the present progressive, what I just talked about. All right, so if you remember the rule for direct object pronouns in just regular present tense, if the verb is conjugated, then it goes before the verb. All right, or if there's an infinitive, you can attach it to the end of the infinitive. All right, so very similar with the present progressive. All right, direct object pronoun, you can either attach the direct object pronoun to the end of the present participle or the gerund form, or before a conjugated verb. Right, so not a whole lot different. It's just not an infinitive. You can either go in front of the conjugated verb, or you can go after, attached to the end of the present participle. All right. If, this is a big if, but if you, let me rewind. No matter which one you choose, they're both correct. One isn't better than the other. All right. They are both used equally the same, whether it's writing or spoken. But just know that if you choose to attach it to the end, I'm getting to my next rule here. If you attach it to the end of the present participle, all right, you're going to count back 3 syllables, and then you're going to place an accent on that vowel. All right, now in Spanish, we don't count from the beginning. We don't count syllables from the beginning or from left to right. We count back from the end of the word, from right to left. Okay, so some examples, and I'll get to placing accents. I'm going to say, I'm buying the food. Yo estoy comprando la comida. Who or what am I buying? La comida. All right, so we want to get rid of the food to say, I'm buying it. All right, so la comida is our noun. Which one of these direct object pronouns would replace something that is singular and feminine? All right, remember, it's right here in the article, la. So we would use la here. We would simply say, la estoy comprando. I'm buying it. Or, estoy comprándola. I am buying it. So here I attach it to the end. So here's where we have the rules of accentuation. All right. Remember I said we count from the end of the word, or the right side, to the left. So, comprándola. Here would be the first syllable. Here would be the second syllable. Here would be the third syllable. This would be the fourth syllable. We count back 3, and we place our accent on the third one. 1, 2, 3, boom, accent over the A in the vowel. If a word, even when you attach it, doesn't have 3 syllables, if it has 2 or less, then you're not going to place an accent. Okay? If it has 2 or less, you're not going to place an accent. All right, another example here. I know it's small. Let me try and rearrange the computer here so you can see it a little bit better. All right, another example. Ella está llamando a mí. She is calling me. Right? So we want to get rid of a mí. This is our direct object noun. We want to replace it with our direct object pronoun. Which one of those pronouns up there will we replace a mí with? All right? Me. So it would be simply, ella está llamándome. She is calling me. All right, and because we attach it to the end, all right, we have 1 syllable, 2 syllables, 3 syllables, and there's the 4th one. All right, so we would count back 1, 2, 3. All right, the 3rd syllable would be the A in the middle. Boom, there our accent would go. All right, if I wanted to, I could simply put this me in front of está. Ella me está llamando. Same answer, it means the same thing. Okay, either would be correct. But just remember, when we're counting syllables, we go from right to left, not left to right. Right? And it would change. So if you went this way, 1, 2, 3, your accent would be in the wrong spot. You've got to go the end of the word, right to left, to the beginning of the word. Okay? There are 2 that are irregular that I didn't put up here. Poder, if you remember what poder means, to be able to. The O is going to change to U, so that would be pudiendo, because it's an ER verb. And then the verb venir, right? We've talked about the verb venir a while back, to come. All right, venir is going to be an E to I stem changer. Viniendo, V-I-N-I-E-N-D-O. They are both examples that are in your in-text explanation. I would say after this video, you watch this, go back and read through that and get the kind of textbook explanation. And I think hearing my explanation and then reading the textbook explanation, I think doing both of those things will absolutely help you. I hope you guys are well. I hope this helps you to be able to understand how to use the present progressive, how to form present progressive, what it means, and then some of the rule changes and the spelling changes, as well as how to use them with direct object pronouns. As always, if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Shoot me a message on Schoology or an email through the school district email. Happy to help. Hope you guys are well. Go Bills.